Hello and welcome to the Heretic Mansion, the Shin Megami Tensei Podcast. I'm John, your host.
I'm Neos.
I'm Terrence.
I'm Jacob.
We got some new people. Sorry guys.
One new person.
We haven't uploaded in a while. You know Terrence. Who gives a shit about Terrence? But let me introduce you to our new guest. His name is Halo 5. And I hope you guys will be nice to him because he is new blood. He is new to the Megami Tensei franchise, as he says.
It's the proper way to pronounce it in my book. And
Okay.
Thank you for having me here.
Yeah, we met him in Megami Tensei Hell, and that's probably where we're going to be posting our episodes from now on.
Well, yeah. Well, I'll probably post them. But hey, we're back, and we're back
Yeah.
to give you
Yeah.
yet another boring podcast. I'm joking. It's
Shut
probably
up. But yeah. So as you know, it's been a long time since our last episode. Which the thing is, I was hoping to bring the podcast, back to like a weekly schedule at the beginning of this year. But so far this year, I've just been really, I guess you could say, pissed off at Atlus for the way they're treating the SMT franchise. Like, we're getting Deep Strange Journey or Strange Journey Redux, but it's not getting a dub. We have to wait a really long time for it, which for a game that's not getting a dub is kind of bullshit. And other than that, Atlus hasn't really been promoting it much. It's just been Persona 5 and Persona 3 Dancing Star Night. It's just, we got the Persona 5 dancing game, we got the Persona 5 anime, we got Persona Q2 coming soon. It's just where's the SMT? Where's the main line?
All right, buddy,
where's the Strange Journey Redux?
I'm gonna stop you. We're gonna save this for the rest of the podcast, okay? We gotta.
Okay.
Don't let your cards out.
I'm getting a little ahead of myself.
Yeah, but we got a lot of stuff to talk about here. But while that is the core component of today's episode, essentially, let's run over what we've kind of missed in the past few months. Also, the reason why we've been a little tardy on the podcast itself, like me personally, I've been busy with school. My semester just ended. John's still in school.
My semester's about to end.
Yeah, and it's been a hectic time period, especially like I told you guys about the strike, and that was still a thing happening. So I had a compressed semester. Everything was just hitting the fan. I was just scraping for marks. My capstone partner ditched me halfway through, so you know how it is in college or in university, depending where you are. But like, shit happens. So let's get on with the news, shall we?
Let's get right into the news.
All right. So first topic, Persona 5 and Persona 3, Dancing Star Night and Dancing Moon Night. Wow. It's like we knew this was coming.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I
saw this coming long before Persona 5 came out.
Yeah.
I didn't expect the Persona 3 one, though. That took me by surprise.
I remember there was an article from Atlus where they said they were considering making a Persona 3 dancing game, so I did kind of see this coming. Although I wasn't expecting it to release simultaneously with Persona 3, or Persona 5 dancing game. I thought it would release before Persona 5 came out or after, but
We gotta milk it every time.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
basically this was like a no surprise for me as well. Like John was mentioning the survey. If you recall, maybe like 2 years ago or probably a year ago, I can't remember when it came out.
I think it was like a year and a half.
Maybe a year and a half. Essentially, there was a survey that listed things about Atlus and what fans would want. So this was like a Japanese exclusive survey, and the top things that were chosen were dancing games for Persona 5, dancing games for Persona 3, and of course a Strange Journey Redux. Strange Journey remake. Those were the things I recall actually seeing on the survey itself, because we did do a previous podcast discussing about the questions, and I might go back and look and link it in the comment sections later on to tell you what we're talking about. But essentially those questions that we talked about previously actually were pretty much answered, and what we got were dancing all night games and Strange Journey Redux.
Yeah, so, well, I don't remember there being anything about Strange Journey in that survey.
Oh no, I remember specifically. It didn't like explicitly say Strange Journey, but it showed you pictures of Etrian Odyssey and Strange Journey, and they said specifically, would you like a remake, remaster of this game type of thing? And I'm assuming a lot of Japanese players or like surveyors, like whatever, they answered it, and then that's what we got essentially. So yeah, the survey pretty much got us these games.
Yeah.
Other than that, like, what took me by surprise, and which is a no-brainer, we got SMT costumes for these dancing games. While I think it's a great way to advertise SMT and bring out that awareness, I still don't think that will push people to play the games, because essentially it's just,
especially if they're DLC.
Their pre-order DLC, depending if you get the PS Vita, it comes with it. The PS Vita versions of the games, it comes with it automatically, whereas the PS4 version of the game comes with, I think, the Persona 4 Dancing All Night port, digital download for that.
Wait, really?
I don't know. I think, but yeah, for the PS4 version, the special edition, you'll get that, and the PS Vita version, you'll get the costumes. But correct me if I'm wrong. I probably got those mixed up, or they're probably for the they are for the same games. But yeah, TLDR, this is just a cash grab. This is something optional. You want it, go get it. I don't care. It's very low quality in my opinion.
I'm actually gonna say don't get it because of how low quality it is.
But just in general, this is something we saw, and coming from a mile, this is pretty much gonna fund your future Atlus projects. Probably gonna fund a Fool's Journey or whatever it's called, Project Re Fantasy. But yeah, also Project Re Fantasy. What the fuck's that again? We totally forgot about it.
We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know anything about it. And come on, Atlus. Like, you don't pitch us an idea and tell us, hey, we're doing this, and then don't hear about it for like a couple months or so, or like
kind of like Tokyo Mirage Sessions.
Yeah. I see what you mean.
But we don't even know what Project Re Fantasy is yet. They're trying to get us hyped for it.
Yeah. But yeah, just going back on topic with the dancing games, costumes, DLC characters, which consist of Shinjiro, Goro, the Velvet Twins were DLC, Lavenza.
I think Lavenza was she?
I don't remember seeing Lavenza, but I know Caroline and Justine.
Yeah, no, the Bully Twins.
Well, I don't know if Lavenza. I'm probably sorry. I've been seeing so many fucking memes of Lavenza on the internet. It's just fucked. Anyways, yeah. So Theodore, I think the Velvet Twins, I believe, are DLC, and
I just googled it. Lavenza is DLC.
Oh, Lavenza is DLC. Okay.
Right, of course.
Yep. All right.
Her and Theodore.
Yeah, and then you have Labrys and Show now. And anybody else I'm probably missing.
There's like 50 characters, so it's kind of hard
literally,
to make. A couple.
I honestly don't give a shit about this game, so I didn't do too much research on it.
I mean, okay, as far as buying this game goes, I'm not going to say pirate it because I'm not really a supporter of piracy, but I'd say get it used.
Yeah, I guess so.
Get it used.
But,
Yeah.
I mean, if you still want to play the game, just get it by any other means. The problem is that no matter what you do, other people are gonna give in to this cash grab, and you can't stop it. So
I mean, it sucks because I don't want Atlus to think that, because if this game sells well, Atlus is going to think that we're okay with low quality products as long as it has Persona 3 or Persona 5 on it.
To be fair, they're
going to keep giving us more of this.
They're going to be doing that anyways, because look at Persona 5. I don't think its fucking story is great yet. And it took them how many years, and they just gave us something that felt really mediocre.
I know, but I mean, at least there was effort put into it.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, okay. Also, Persona 4 Dancing All Night. Say what you want about that game, but there was effort put into that game. It had a story mode and everything. Like those of you that listened to us back when Keith White was on here, he doesn't like Persona 4 yet. He loved that game.
Same.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, he was on.
Listen to some of them.
Was it on Mala Network, or was it a first episode?
Well, it was one of our earlier episodes, but it was before Persona 4 Dancing All Night came out.
Oh, okay.
And he loved the game. He imported it and
oh yeah, so effort, yeah, I can understand the effort put into Persona 4 Dancing All Night. But then again, Persona 4 Dancing All Night and it just came from it spawned from one of those spin-offs, and with Persona 4 in general, that's a game that has been widely praised in a sense. So
but also keep in mind that Persona 4 Dancing All Night came out 7 years after Persona 4 did.
Oh. Yeah,
Persona 5 has barely been out for a year in North America, and we're already getting this game. I mean, when was it announced? Wasn't it announced
6 months after?
Yeah, something like that.
A couple months after. It was announced at the concert that they had.
There was actually there was talk of like X is conducting. I can't remember who it was, but someone who conducted the music for Persona 5 said he was working on music for the next Persona 5 game. I'm like, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
But
also
back to what I was saying as far as low quality, like in some of the promotional art for the DLC, there's clipping in it. There's clipping in the promotional art.
Yeah.
Like, how lazy can you get? Do they even care? I mean, and have you seen the menus? The menus, they're very basic. They look like something I could have made in like Unity or something.
You see, it's funny because like these games, the way how they're laid out, like in terms of the UI and everything, looks like some fucking shitty fan game.
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, the models, the models also look ugly.
Do you remember in middle school or whatever or high school, you would go on miniclip.com? Like, that's one of those bootleg games that you just click on and you just play.
That's what the menus look like.
Yo, we're gonna get so much shit for talking shit about this game.
I bet.
I mean,
but I honestly don't.
But I think my main offense with comparing Persona 3 Dancing to a miniclip game is most miniclip games are actually pretty good.
That's true.
Oh shit! Kill him.
That's true. That's true.
Oh, kill him.
Savage.
But anyways, yeah. I guess that concludes what our thoughts are on the dancing games. There's nothing really much to be said.
Yeah,
I'm
not excited.
I don't really care about them. Like, my priorities right now is Strange Journey Redux. I mean, I'm still disappointed in the route that they're taking with it, but we're gonna get back on that. And SMT5. Those are my two main games I'm waiting from Atlus. Also, one more thing about Persona 5, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have known about this already. We're kind of just late on talking about this. Persona 5, the animation.
Oh boy!
Oh, what a meme.
Yeah.
Oh wow. What can I say? I told you so. I mean, it's rushed. It's horrible. It's low quality.
Janky.
really bad.
Quality animation from A1 Pictures.
I actually made a meme about this that I posted on Joker's Fandom Thief Guild, where I was comparing the all-out attack from the game to the anime, and for the game I said Xbox One, and for the anime I said Xbox 360.
Nice.
Like it's like watching a last gen version of Persona 5.
I remember, like, was it the one of the all-out attacks? Where was it? Was Anne? There's like a frame missing.
Yeah, I mean, the art's all right, but it just feels rushed, and it just feels like a cash grab.
Compare Persona 4 the animation and was it the team that did Persona 4 and the team that did 5?
Yeah.
I mean, the Persona 4 animation, I mean, if you don't count the golden animation, the Persona 4 animation, in my opinion, was a very solid anime. It was good, and I enjoyed it.
Okay, who did Persona 4 the animation?
I actually don't know. Let me
It's
go Google that.
probably whatever. But either way, this is a hot mess. Not only is it bad, but it's an insult to the source material, despite the source material not really having a mediocre story. What makes you think that the animation would fix that? Other than that, why I think it's a disgrace, it's more of like insulting the stylish and artistic ways of what Persona 5 pretty much brought us, like its unique style in comparison to other JRPGs. This animation kind of just shits on it with their lackluster versions of the all-out attack and other things. Like, I look at it and I was like, I might as well just be playing the game. This looks horrible.
Especially since it has the game's 3D models in it.
I feel like this was done just to promote the game. That way people who watch anime but don't play video games would see it, and then they would know about Persona 5.
Then again, it's a poor way of doing it, because wow, that looks horrible.
But I mean, what you were saying about fixing Persona 5 story, like this could have been an opportunity to be like a different take on Persona 5 and fix some of the problems that Persona 5 had, but that's not what they're doing. They're only making it worse.
But,
weren't they saying that before it was released? Like, this will have some differences from Persona 5.
I mean, okay, say what you want about Devil Survivor 2, the animation, but at least it had a unique take on the story. Like, it wasn't, it might not have been good, but
it was bad for different reasons.
They tried to be different.
It was bad for different reasons, though. That's the thing. Persona 5, the animation, the way it is right now, is really rushed. And honestly, I just feel sad for the people who kind of defend this type of shit. And this just only shows that you're able to just eat up anything that Atlus throws at you.
Yeah,
exactly.
And it's just fucking disgusting. Like, come on, guys. You want more quality out of your the publisher that you support. The fact that you're just eating this up is just telling them, hey, we're just going to keep doing the same low-quality production bullshit, and we'll just feed it to you. And you'll take it. And
they're just going to keep milking Persona 5. They're not going to give us Persona 6 anytime soon.
I mean, whatever. I really don't care too much for Persona anymore. Like, at this point, like, I know they're being a joke at like when it came to delaying Persona 5 too many times. But anyways, we gotta move on to our next topic, because the more we spend time here, we're not gonna get through with the rest of the show. Anyways, DX2 Shin Megami Tensei, or actually, should I say Shin Megami Tensei Liberation DX2, as it's known in the West. Yes, it's getting an English release. The Facebook page finally opened up. They don't have a Twitter account. It's only the Japanese side that has a Twitter account. But
they have an Instagram.
No, yeah, they do. The English, they do. The English company who is localizing it does have an Instagram account, so you can I think you can find it on their Facebook page. But essentially, they just opened up that yes, we are localizing DX2 Shin Megami Tensei. And
was it Sega?
Yeah, Sega. It just kind of popped out of nowhere. Like, I had this page liked, but that's probably because I liked the the official Chinese page when it first came out,
Yeah.
and it just switched the region. So for some reason they have region changers on pages now. But yeah, that's how I got the notification, and it was just weird. So yeah, they have this similar to what they were doing on the Japanese side for login bonuses. They've been posting their login bonuses, or how many people can like this page. They will just post how many what stuff for the login bonuses that you will have when you pre-register the English version. And yeah, you just search them up on Facebook. You will be able to see their pages. Sorry, your page. And of course, if you have a Facebook account, go ahead. If you don't really need to care about this game. Like, I know some people don't really care about gacha games as a whole, or mobile games, but people who are diehard SMT fans, definitely take a look, because I've been playing some of the Japanese version, and it's really, really fun, except the fact that magnetite is a really scarce currency in the game, and if you want to really go further with that, you have to actually give into the gacha element of it, which is, it kind of sucks, but at the same time you can accumulate magnetite by logging in every day, and you can eventually save up for that 5-star demon that you've been saving for. So there you do have the free to play aspect, but at the same time it's kind of slow.
Remember, 0.5 5-star rate.
Yeah, also the gacha rate, or the rolling rate in this game, is really fucking low. So when you first get the game, make sure you re-roll, and if you're confident with your 5-star that you got, go right ahead, keep playing. I got Mara on my first roll, so I'm not complaining.
Nice.
They just wanted to one-up FGL.
I mean, FGO is FGO. FGO has already been out for a while, and it's fully developed, whereas you have something like DX2 Shin Megami Tensei, where they're kind of testing the waters, or trying to figure out what they can do. So they're totally new to the whole gacha environment. But yeah. Anybody have anything to say about DX2 before we move on?
Well, I want to say I haven't played it in Japanese yet, but I'm definitely going to play it when it comes out.
Yes. Yeah, same. It looks really interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't get into it while playing Japanese, but I'll probably play more.
And this is coming from someone that fucking hates gacha games, but I'm willing to give it a try just because it's SMT.
Yeah, same. My hatred of gacha games is overruled by my love of SMT.
Yeah. Well, I mean, to be honest, what's the best way to explain it? It's boneless SMT4 on your phone, so you're gonna have fun with it. Like, it just has your typical SMT press turn battle and stuff. It's a little toned down in a sense in comparison to the phone version. The console versions.
So since you actually have it, can you tell us if it's really demanding on your phone or not?
In terms of
like how do you need a powerful phone to run it, and is it a battery sap?
It's kind of safe to say that it's a battery sap. Like, even especially when owning a Nexus 5, it has some frame dips, and this is like Nexus 5 released back in 2004 or 14. It has some frame dips, so at least 2 gigabytes recommended. At least Snapdragon processor. I can't think of one off the top of my head. 820, is it 820? Maybe 820. Anyways, the best Snapdragon processor that you have, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna release the specs anyways. So what you need to run this application, and Android 4.4, which is, I think, Lollipop.
That's pretty low, isn't Android up to like 7 by now or something?
Yeah, Android's up to 8 now.
Wow!
I think it's Oreo. Not too sure. Can't remember. I haven't been too big on phones. I was big on phones like several years ago. Now I'm not, because I've just gotten into different sectors of technology. But yeah, definitely give it a shot. I know it works on some iPhones. I'm pretty sure it should work on an iPhone 5, iPhone 5C, iPhone 5 up. I don't know about 4. It might crash on a 4. I don't know. Like I said, I can't speak for Apple products because I'm not an Apple supporter.
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
Same.
Anyways, yeah. Anything else?
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Okay, on to the next topic. Strange Journey Redux, right? That's
Oh boy.
It's almost out.
it's almost out.
Isn't it like 10 days now or something like that?
We got a week. Next
Yeah.
week. So, fellas, it's here. I can't say anything to you guys. I don't want to give away too much spoilers. I haven't played too much of it, technically speaking, because I've been focusing for the past few months or so. I've been playing through the Persona series and touching on some SMT games and trying to get them off my backlog. Because I don't know if I'm still doing, but I'm planning to do a panel at one of my local cons, and
Anime North.
hopefully it gets accepted. If it doesn't, well, GG. I don't really care. I can do it at another con. Doesn't matter. But it looks like it's gonna be a thing. It's a weird way. You can't run a panel by yourself. You have to be at least with 4 other people who do it, and I think it's just bullshit, because essentially I'd be confident running the show myself because I'd be the one with all the knowledge, because, well, technically speaking, most Persona fans haven't went back to play the first 2 games, and I just kind of want to be that guy to say, hey, I know I'm knowledgeable on the other games, and I've played through the secret scenarios and whatnot, so I can tell you about what happens in these games. So, yeah, that's what I've been spending my time on. But going back to Strange Journey Redux, that's why I haven't been too keen on the game. Like, I know I played all of Apocalypse twice before the actual release of Apocalypse, but I didn't do it this time around for Strange Journey Redux, or Deep Strange Journey as it's known in Japan. But yeah, we only got word of the localization like a couple months ago, did we?
Yeah.
It just kind of appeared in
Yeah.
the feeds. Like, Atlus just says, hey, here's some new screenshots and whatnot, and even went to the extent of spoiling, or vaguely spoiling, some of the new content for a meme, which is like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Didn't they post like a screenshot of it?
yeah. I'm not gonna explain it on here, but basically, I'm just gonna put it out there. It's a pool of blood next to a person who is important to the game. So that's all I'm gonna say. But essentially, they posted this picture on their, I think their Facebook and I think their Twitter. And I commented on the Facebook portion. I said, hey, you guys are stingy on Persona 5 spoilers, but you're not stingy on Strange Journey Redux spoilers. And then people were trying to argue, oh yeah, this game's like 5 years old. What the hell, man? Like,
But
they're
this
allowed
is for
to
the
spoil
new
it. I
content.
was like,
Yeah.
this is for the new content, you fucking dumbasses.
This wasn't in the original.
Like, honestly, you're gonna tell me that, oh, just because this game is 5 years old doesn't mean that you're not gonna care about, like, the spoiler for the new content? No, fuck off.
But I guarantee you the people saying that are the same people who would freak out if you said the main spoiler for Persona 4, which I don't want to say because I don't want to risk being murdered.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Persona 4 is an old game at this point.
10 years old.
I honestly wouldn't care, and I wouldn't care about the people, like, actually watching this. I'm like, you're watching an Shin Megami Tensei watching.
That's very true.
Well, technically it's on YouTube, but you're technically listening to a Shin Megami Tensei podcast. So of course there's going to be spoilers for various games that have been out, especially things that are not fairly new, like Strange Journey Redux, and I mean, the dancing games don't have any story elements, so there's nothing really to spoil about them. So whatever. But yeah. That's what happened recently, and I was kind of like, yeah, this is kind of fucked. Come on, guys. going back to it, after that, I think a couple days after that, no, maybe a week or so after that, they posted pictures of the English, like there was like the actual English translation, so what they've done, and like I don't know, that font looks like a meme font from somewhere. I don't know how to explain it, but like the font that they went with was like, you know, those impact font without the border outlining. That's how the font looks like in Strange Journey Redux.
It does not look very good.
I mean, I was like, can you not use the one from SMT4? That one was good. I liked it. Like, some changing up the font. Like, I get it. Maybe because they had to change up the font to fit the character limit in. But, like, this is for Strange Journey Redux, this is no excuse. Like, this is, like, too, like, it's, like, bolded. It's weird. Like, I think it's supposed to go with the whole sci-fi element, but, like, what did
It doesn't work.
It
It looks ugly.
Yeah.
And before they remake Nocturne, use Times New Roman.
Oh, God, that'd be horrible. Actually, they kind of use a Times New Roman type font on Apocalypse, the Japanese version at least, which is called Final. But they used the Times New Roman type to type the Japanese, the katakana, and the did they have hiragana? I don't think so, but I'm pretty sure it was only katakana. But basically, that's how they like typed it out. It was in like a Times New Roman type font or something, Adobe Castellan Pro probably. But yeah, just going back on topic, that font looks horrible. I mean, I don't really care. Like, people may ask, I was like, oh, why are you guys complaining about the font? That's like the most stupid thing you can think about to complain about a game. And I was like, oh.
Well,
Like,
it's not like there's going to be voice acting in English, so this is what we're going to be looking at for the majority of the game.
We gotta grade their type of localization, to a T. You gotta find each and every single nitpick.
I mean, it's getting to the point where small companies like Nissa and Idea Factory International are putting more effort into their international releases than Atlus is. And Atlus is much larger than those companies.
Yeah, fucking
Yes,
Nissa and Idea Factory.
Yeah, the two notorious companies known for their top quality games. Am I right? Oh. Ooh, yeah, but you see something like Atlus. You know what? Atlus, hear me out, dudes. You gotta step up your game. You gotta show. You pretty much Persona 5 is on the top of the charts now for the best JRPG. You should be leading. And you should be leading, and you should be a leading example. Sorry, I don't know. Like, words are not coming to me. Sorry, guys. But basically, they should be setting
translations.
Yeah, they should be setting an example for other companies. Hey, don't do this, don't do that, right? You got to do things this way and stuff. Like, do things with quality and class, not rushed and I can't think of words, guys.
Janky.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, 5 years ago, before Atlus bought them, that's what they were doing, but they weren't popular, so they weren't like leading. They were just doing a really good job. But now, ever since Sega bought them, and now that they have been going mainstream, it's just kind of they've been getting lax. I mean, I've said this a bunch of times. I'll say it again. When Sega bought them, it hurt the quality of their translations. Like, it didn't stop them, but it didn't help them.
Yep. But yeah, just in general, guys. Strange Journey Redux, buy it if you want. Don't buy it. That's a better. Actually, at this point, I'd say don't buy it, in my opinion, because like.
I'm gonna buy it, but I'm not gonna encourage everyone to buy it because.
Yeah, this is something that you can pretty much skip, in my opinion. Like, the effort and the quality is not there. That's why I'm kind of disappointed, and that's why I'm saying, hey guys, don't bother. Like, you can pretty much wait or pass up on the opportunity, or actually put your money towards something else that's worthwhile, and then come back to this game, because this game is not going to go anywhere.
I mean, that's the thing. Like, I want to support this game because it's SMT and it's mainline. It's one of the best games in the series, but
Atlus
they're
is
not
making
putting
it
in
harder.
the effort that
Atlus-
it deserves.
See, Atlus USA, let me say this. Atlus USA is making it harder for me to actually support them now, considering the bullshit that they pulled with Apocalypse, the tardiness on the localization of Apocalypse, and God knows what's in this localization, if it's probably going to be buggy. Like, honestly,
It's probably gonna have glitches.
we don't know.
Yeah.
And we don't know at this point, because like what literally happened to Apocalypse might happen to Stranger Journey Redux, and then it might be just repeating history all over again, and then there you go, it's a serious problem. But I can confidently say, guys, you can literally sleep on this game. I'm saying this right now. Sleep on it if you want, or you could buy it at a later date.
Buy used.
Buy it used.
By you.
Buy it used, buy it at a discounted price, look on Amazon, put it on your wish list, trade in some EB Games credits, I don't fucking know. But Best Buy rewards, they canceled Best Buy rewards in Canada, by the way, so
Rip.
rip us.
Oh, rip.
Yeah, so I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with this goddamn card and if I can use anything off of it. But yeah, guys, wow. Strange Journey Redux is coming out next month. Get your wallets ready or not.
Well, it's actually coming
Up
out in
to
like
you.
2 weeks, ain't it?
Is it 2 weeks?
2 weeks. It's
weeks.
May 15th.
Oh,
Oh,
15th. Sorry. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
exactly 2 weeks.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
it was
Although by the time you're listening to this, it'll probably be a bit less than that.
yeah.
It probably would have
No.
came out a year ago.
Hopefully this episode gets uploaded tomorrow so we can
I
tell
have
them.
a presentation tomorrow, but I'll edit it after work.
Okay.
Rip.
Well,
yeah.
sounds good. Now,
I mean,
guys.
again, college gets in the way of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
For our final topic, is a topic that is probably going to be discussed here for the first time. Is probably you guys are probably not going to even believe me, but today or several days ago, or I'd say on Friday of last week, I got a message on my Krishna the Fedora Tipper fan page from a guy who has claimed that he's been working with the creators of Megami Tensei, the co-creators of Megami Tensei, to create this visual novel, and it's on Kickstarter right now. I'm gonna link it in the description or the comment section when this podcast is published. But essentially, he came to me and was saying that if I could share this out to Megami Tensei fans, because technically speaking, this is their own independent, I guess, collaboration. This has nothing to do with Atlus themselves. And I got this. This is on Facebook, and I got this message. And I was like, "What the fuck is this?" Right? Because I didn't know what to think. Like, it was just weird how this person literally went out of his way to message a fan page that isn't really popular and to tell me to share this out. Plus, I had to spend time that same day finding out if it was actually legit or not, and turned out everything was legit. Like, I talked to Mystic Distance. You may know Mystic Distance as he's the main translator for Persona Central, to check this up on for me. And I was wondering why Mystic Distance hasn't, or Persona Central as a whole, didn't report on this, and they were like, "Oh, this has nothing to do with Atlus. Therefore, we didn't want to, or sorry, this is something that we don't typically report on," which is weird. It has a lot of Atlus's employees behind it. I just don't understand why this wouldn't be a thing to talk about. But essentially, the game's name is called Illusionary Tales: The 13th Month. I think it's supposed to be a dark fantasy games made by Kazunari Suzuki. He's the co-creator of Megami Tensei. The music is being composed by Tsukasa Masako, as you may know, for the original Megami Tensei series, Devil Summoner, and other games, other old Megami Tensei games. And the producer is Masakazu Kobayashi, and Masakazu is also known for Shin Megami Tensei Imagine. He is I think the creator, or I can't remember. I can't remember what he actually was in charge of, but he's behind SMT Imagine, and I think the art is done by I don't know what she's known for, but Aogacho. I can't remember how her name is pronounced or how it's like spelt or whatever, but yeah, she's behind the art and stuff, and I think oh yeah, and the dude who messaged me on the Krishna page was Cody Carpenter. He is the musician, I think an indie musician, and an English translator for this game, and he was in Japan for a bit, so I'd assume that's why he struck up a conversation with me and wanted me to share this Kickstarter out. So there it is. Now I just want to ask you guys to pitch in at least $1 or something, or like kind of back this project so it can reach its goal, because in a sense it won't be if they don't reach their goal, it's going to be canceled, and that kind of sucks because they're just a group of people trying to make this game. And if you're a fanatic of the old Tensei games, I'd say go for it. You'd be supporting a good cause, and yeah.
But yeah, I don't really have anything to say
Yeah.
about that because it's not my page. But I wonder why he reached out to your page of all pages. Like, this sounds like the kind of thing that we would have gotten on Joker's Fan and Thief Guild.
Well, like the thing I brought up in the chat in the Megami Tensei Hell Discord the other day, like Anthony said in one of his streams, and Megami Tensei Hell is the biggest SMT fan base group. And whenever you go to it on mobile, the first thing you will see, other than the banner and the name, is page by Krishna the Fedora Tip, or group by Krishna the Fedora Tipper. So maybe he just said, "Oh, hey, this guy runs this group." Instead of messaging one of the moderators, he just messaged that page.
Yeah.
But that's just a theory.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, there are other pages for that too,
That's a
and other groups linked to their group.
They could have reached out to any other group on Facebook, but they
But
chose
I don't know,
ours.
maybe he did, and maybe that was just one of them.
Yeah, but I was kind of shocked because I checked on our Megaten and Cody had posted the Kickstarter there, and nobody took it seriously, and that was posted like prior to even messaging me. So that was posted 2 days ago before he messaged me, and it got downvoted, which was kind of sad. And I'm like, dude, you guys don't trust the guy that much to really share his project on our Megaten. So that was kind of fucked. And came back to it. I looked back onto it and I was like, wow, at least he's coming to me, because you know what, I actually have faith. I will support you because I'm a diehard fan and I want to see this project be a reality. So there you go. I've reached out to a lot of my Twitter friends, Ratupi, and Comp Shudden, and Kami. I can't think of, and Howard as well. Howard, thank you guys for retweeting it. Also, Tyrone, thank you very much. But yeah, you guys, hopefully their project is backed. I backed about 106 CAD, which is equivalent to 80 something USD. And yeah, there's a lot of benefits to this. Like, you'll get your name actually posted on the credits and stuff. Like, there's a lot of things you could essentially back for. Like, even dinner with Kazunari, that's one of the options, but you have to be in Japan for that. You can't be outside of Japan. They won't send you a ticket to come to Japan to have dinner with the creator of Megaton.
Oh yeah.
But
What's the price for the dinner?
I think it's like 10K yen.
Is it like
1,000 yen. That's
Some-
like
Something ridiculous like that. Like, I mean, granted,
Huh.
I spent what 9k yen, which was what just for the
That's like $90.
yeah,
I
something
mean,
like that.
10,000 yen's only like 100.
Or something like
It's not that much.
8k or 9k. I can't remember what I spent, but essentially it was around that much. But you could select whatever, and yeah, you would get these prizes and whatnot. And it's a pretty cool thing if you're a diehard Mega 10 fan. And you honestly, like, I talked to them on Facebook. Like, I messaged Tsukasa Masako, I messaged Cody, I messaged Kazunari. Kazunari actually didn't get back to me. I'm kind of hoping he does. That guy looks wacky though. And Masakazu Kobayashi, he's been especially active on Facebook. He's sharing, he's posting a lot of updates and stuff on his Facebook wall. So I've been technically throwing it in a Google Translate and trying to kind of piece together what he's saying and then sharing it on several groups I manage and stuff. I didn't even bother sharing it to the Persona side of things because I know they weren't going to take it seriously. But I mean, who would? Like, the Persona fans don't really give a shit about Mega 10. So I didn't bother sharing it. I actually shared with certain groups that would be more inclined to actually back this project. So yeah, that's pretty much what I know about this. And if this is the first time you're hearing about it, congratulations. I will post as much as resources if you want to request it. Like the articles on where to find the stuff. You can, I think there's a page called, I can't remember what it's called, but I'll link everything I know in the comment sections, and you guys will have access to all that stuff. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, honestly, you guys have any input to add or anything?
Not really.
Okay.
No.
Well, there you go. I guess that concludes the podcast then.
Well, I actually do. I actually would like to talk about the future of the podcast.
Okay, go ahead.
Like, I mean, I want to say that we're going to keep doing it and that we're going to go back to a normal schedule, but I honestly don't know. I mean, it really depends on what kind of news we get, and I guess just what Atlus is doing. But one thing I did want to talk about was, well, the thing is, when I believe it was 5 years ago when Cathedral of Shadows first started podcasting, the community, it was different from what it is now. I don't want to say it was better, but it was more unified. And ever since SMT has been getting more popular, that's the chemistry just isn't there for that anymore. Like, I want to make more SMT videos and I want to get more involved with the community, but again, the chemistry just isn't really there for that
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah, and essentially I'm trying to do the same thing as well, especially with my locals and seeing if I can get that, I guess, awareness out, because ever since last year I felt this urge to really get more people into SMT, and I'm like, you know what, I gotta use all the resources, I gotta use all the people, or actually use what kind of like not really like fan bases, but more so like try to find all the resources I can to really just push out this topic to a lot of people around the world and stuff, and see where I can go with it. Because in a sense, like, Atlus is not making an effort to make SMT aware. So
They're only doing that with Persona.
we might as well do it for
They're
ourselves.
kind of doing it by including things like DLC costumes, but they're not really giving SMT the promotion it deserves.
No. And honestly speaking, like, this is a year of Mega 10, and so far I'm not really impressed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, and because of it, the community is even more divided than it's ever been.
Well,
Like, I mean, say what you want about the whole SMT elitist versus Persona fans, but but 5 years ago, you know, when Cathedral Shadows was starting and stuff, and SMT4 was coming out, it really wasn't that bad.
No.
At least
Yeah.
compared to how it is now.
And now it's massive.
It's massive
Yeah.
because of the release of Persona 5, and I felt
It's
like
drawing
Persona
in all
5,
kinds of new people.
Persona 5 has made it worse than it was, to be
Mhm.
honest. It's
Because
brought-
honestly, since the release of Persona 5, I have seen many people who don't even think no SMT is a thing. Because you know, like on the DX2 Facebook page, I was watching that one intro video. I was scrolling through the comments. A lot of the comments are saying, like, "Whoa, is this for Persona 6?" Like, the Persona 6 does SMT not exist? I mean, are these people that like clueless about the entire franchise?
Yes, they are.
It's because they don't really put out the effort to actually search up and figure out what they're
I
actually
mean, I
playing.
think one of the Atlus's worst decisions was removing Shin Megami Tensei from the Persona title, because if it wasn't for that, I would have never
Yeah.
known Persona
Yeah,
4 was
because-
an SMT game.
Yeah, when I
Well,
first played
technically
Persona
speaking,
3,
it
I saw the
isn't,
title
but-
Shin Megami Tensei. Then I looked the game up and I found out there were more games in the series. So then I played Devil Survivor, and that's how I got into the series.
Same.
Yeah, to correct you, Halo 5, technically it's not an SMT game. It's a Megami Ibn Roku spin-off. But anyways. Yeah, but that's the sad truth, and hopefully we can change that. So,
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much we can do. It's more what Atlus chooses to do.
Well, we can just do whatever we can at the moment.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about Cathedral of Shadows is when that was started, SMT4 had just come out, and you know, more and more people were getting into mainline SMT, like not just Persona fans, but just JRPG fans in general. But now the latest game is Persona 5 that's, you know, selling really well. I mean, it's like we said, it's bringing in fans, but it's not really bringing in people to SMT outside of Persona 3 and 4.
Yeah. Well, I guess there you have it, guys. That has been the Heretic Mansion podcast for the month of May. Actually, this was recorded on May 2nd. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. We're trying to make the podcast a little bit more shorter, so it's actually, I guess, digestible for a lot of the listeners out there.
Yeah, we were getting a lot of complaints that it was too long, so we're trying to correct that.
Especially with our podcast, like what happened like a couple months ago, that was extremely long, guys.
Yeah.
I honestly, yes, it was. I literally went through 2 water bottles during that podcast. I'm like, that was fucking crazy in my opinion. So that's not gonna happen again. We're trying to at least aim for 30. This is probably gonna be around 50. But I have told John, or actually, when John actually uploads this, I'll put in the timestamps myself, so you can actually skip to what we talk about, and let you know like the time frame of what we talk about and where it ends, and then what, you know, yeah, basically that's what we're gonna do. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. John, take it away.
Well, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you next time.
Later.
Later.
See ya.